Your conference is being recorded.
Yeah, hi, this is Jamie, and I'm with Elsevier Publishing. Just wanted to reach out to you today to just introduce Elsevier Adaptive Quizzing for the NCLEX RN. So hopefully you guys are all familiar with evolve.elsevier.com, and you should already have an Evolve account. If you don't, you can always click Sign In and click Create Account from here so that you can create a student account. If you do already have an account, feel free. You can go ahead and sign in at any time. Once you do sign in, it's going to typically default you back over to your MyEvolve. Your MyEvolve is your content that you currently have access to. So what you're going to want to do is go ahead and go to back to catalog, and you're going to redeem an access code or enter a course ID. If it is an instructor-led course, you'll enter in the course ID. Or if you're using this on your own, you're going to just go ahead and enter in your access code. For this particular example, I am going to go ahead and enter in my course ID because I've already redeemed an access code for Elsevier Adaptive Quizzing, and so in which case it wouldn't prompt me to redeem the access code because my account already has access. So your course ID is going to look something like this. If you are in an instructor-led course, you're going to enter it in and click Submit. Now Evolve will automatically enroll you into that course. Give it 1 second to load. All right. Once you've entered that, you'll get a you're enrolled, and you're going to click Continue, and it'll take you back over to your My Content. At that point in time, your course will show up under here. You'll see right here, I have Elsevier Adaptive Quizzing. There's a course ID and an instructor. You're going to want to access this Elsevier. Sorry, I clicked it twice. You're going to want to access the one that has your course ID and your instructor name on it. You will see potentially a content library. And that is just because Evolve is going to be migrating over, in which case we wanted to make sure that you had continued access during that short migration period. The migration period should happen in between your semesters, between this semester and next semester, so you shouldn't see necessarily a disruption. But just wanted to mention, you'll see here, this is what that looks like, a content library. If that is the case, go ahead and enter in to the course via your course ID with your instructor if you're instructor-led. Otherwise, you'll see the Elsevier Adaptive Quizzing without the course ID. And you'll just access your Elsevier Adaptive Quizzing if you're entering it as independent self-study. So for now, I'm going to jump into what EAQ looks like and how you can maneuver through Elsevier Adaptive Quizzing for the NCLEX. Once you get into the landing, you're going to go ahead and under Course Content, it's going to launch out to EAQ. Right. So once you get into EAQ, it's going to default you back to your home page. On there, you're going to see how many questions you've answered between today and this week. You're going to be able to resume any quizzes. You're going to be able to create a quiz, which is you quizzing yourself at any point in time on any specific topics. And then also, if you are in an instructor-led course, you'll have an assignments tab, and you'll be able to view any instructor assignments that have been pushed out. You will see I did go into this course as an instructor, and I went ahead and pushed out a sample mastery quiz. Now, when you go into create a quiz, and any quizzes, whether it's your instructor-led and your instructor has pushed it out, or if you want to just create a quiz, we're going to have two options. There's going to be a mastery and a custom. So your instructor is going to have already chosen if it's going to be a mastery or a custom quiz. And then you're going to get to choose, if you're doing a create a quiz on your own, which one you want. So that's your choice at that point. So the difference is mastery is you're going to get unlimited questions until you level up in the topic of your choice. So you'll pick the topic, and you'll start taking questions, and then once you have achieved, let's say, the novice level, you'll have your mastery novice level achieved. So there are 3 levels. It goes from novice to intermediate to proficient. The other option then is a custom exam, and that allows you to choose between 5 to 30 questions within the topic of your choice. So that's a set number of questions rather than continuing to take questions until you level up. Now, I do want to mention that anytime you answer a question, whether it's in mastery mode or custom mode, it is going to go towards your level of achievement and mastery on any topic that those questions are tied to. So even if you're taking a custom exam on, let's say, the respiratory system and med surg, it's going to go towards your mastery level on respiratory for med-surg. It will cross over anytime you're taking any questions. So mastery quiz is going to look like once you make your selections and you'll be able to choose. I do recommend, it's going to allow you to check multiple topics. However, I highly, highly recommend that you only choose one topic at a time. So you're going to click to expand these topics, and you're going to select one topic at a time. The reason for that is because you select multiple topics and you're in a mastery quiz, it's going to keep giving you questions in all three of those topics, let's say, rather than really pinpointing. So you're going to achieve mastery levels quicker if you keep it at one content topic at a time. So you get really specific questions to that topic. So then you're going to click Start Quiz, and you'll start seeing, you'll see this bar. At this point in time, it's all, nothing has migrated over. So once you start answering, you'll get your rationale, because I am in study mode, so I'm going to do question, and I'm going to get the rationale right away. Click Next. And I'm just going to keep clicking C, just so I'm consistent with my picking, because I am not reading these questions. Now, you will see at the bottom that as I'm selecting between confident and not sure. So those are your confidence level indicators. And that is going to play a part into your mastery level achievement. So if you're selecting something, you're getting it right, but you're not sure, it might potentially keep that question in your bank. If you're answering something wrong and you're saying you're confident, it also could potentially keep that in your test bank. So you might see a couple of these questions over. Now, note EAQ for NCLEX does have 14,000 questions. So there are a lot of questions in this product for you to play with. I'm just mentioning that because if you get something correct and you're confident, chances are it's going to go into your mastery level, and you probably won't see that question again unless you're getting really, really specific with your materials. But it is taking these into account as you go through. And you'll see I slowly have a little bit of blue, so that means that I'm slowly getting mastery across. Then once you've done some questions, something that I want to mention is, I'm sorry, I tried to click out of it. It's not. At any point in time, so I'm still going through these, right? At any point in time, you can quit out of this mastery quiz. Now you see I've gotten a teeny tiny bit. Now granted, hopefully you guys are answering these questions a little bit better than I am, so hopefully you've moved a little bit further than this by now. But if you, let's say you only have 10 minutes, something comes up, you need to quit out of it, go ahead and quit out of it. What will happen is you won't lose that mastery that you've been doing. It's going to stay in there. It's going to be on the backside. It knows you took that many questions. At any time, I can go back in and resume the quiz. I can go and create a new quiz on the similar topics. You're not going to lose that mastery level. It'll pick it back up. So you can also make sure that if you are in an instructor-led course, in this case, respiratory system novice, there's been a course that's pushed out. So you see I've been in this, and I've answered some questions on respiratory before, so I'm getting picked up where it's showing me already. So if you happen to be doing a topic ahead of time, you might come into one of these master quizzes and already be further along than you think because you've been in here before, and it's always keeping that same, it knows what you've taken already. Real quick, I want to show you what a custom quiz looks like. And again, the custom quiz, you get to choose between 5 to 30 questions. And I do apologize for my slow internet today. It's raining here in St. Louis, and it seems to affect all of our internet access. So custom, next. So again, you get to choose. And I do want to point out, so the RN content area is what it defaults to, both in mastery and custom quizzes. But we have more than just the RN content area. So you can choose by content area, and then you can kind of get into these specialty areas under those content areas if you want to get a little bit more specific within these content areas. But beyond content area, you also have the ability to test by client needs, Bloom's taxonomy, our two options of concepts, integrated process, nursing process, QSIN. So real quick, if you happen to be using our HESI testing, this is a great remediation tool. Go ahead, and if you have our specialty exams or if you've taken our exit exam, or when you do, you'll want to use this for sure. Print out your student report. One of those reports is on concepts specific to HESI. What I highly recommend you do, and your faculty might even decide to make this an assignment, go ahead and circle your 3 lowest scores, maybe 4 lowest scores, just depends on how you scored overall. And you'll come in here, and let's create a quiz, whether it's custom or mastery, either way, create a quiz choosing those lowest 3 scores. So under biophysical, let's just say acid, base, cellular, and fluids and electrolytes were my 3 weakest scores. So I'm going to go ahead and select these 3. And you'll see that I've started to answer some questions and stuff in here. And as you answer questions, you will move along. Where you see my questions answered, I'm not going to lie, I did not get a lot correct. Choosing C all the time does not work all that well. But at some point, you will start to see your button move over into your levels. Go ahead and click Next to create this quiz. I'm going to go ahead and just do 5 just to be quick about it. Once you have these, now instead of just the slow mastery progression, now I'm going to see, because I have 5, 1/5 of my bar is going to automatically, because it's just showing me my progression and where I am in that quiz. Real quick. Oh, there we go. So then finally you get to the end, click Next, and I'll get, see, 1 out of 5. I should keep on swimming. All right. But so that's a great way to really, really focus your remediation when it comes from HESI or other exams. If you can identify what concepts and what topics you are weak in, go ahead and make some quizzes based on that. And you can see where I'm at. And I could go back and say, okay, you know what, I really need more on this one. And I could just go ahead and click quiz me on this topic, and it'll pull up a new quiz. So real quick, going back over it, so create a quiz is what I was just doing, where I can create my own quiz to study on mastery or custom. If I work ahead, let's say that I have worked ahead on create a quiz on my own on the respiratory system, and then my instructor pushes out a quiz on this, I might only need to answer 1 or 2 questions, and I'll have completed that mastery goal if I'm already past novice having self-quizzed in this course. Because again, every time you take questions, it is going to work towards your mastery level, and you don't lose your mastery level. Unless you achieve mastery level and then the next 20, 30 questions you answer everything incorrect, there is the potential to go backwards, but I have only seen that, I think, 1 time in the past year. So then there's assignments. So if you have any upcoming assignments, oops, I did not mean to click on create quiz, sorry. So under assignments, you'll actually see what's the upcoming. Go back to under assignments, if you are in an instructor-led course, you'll see anything that's up next. And again, I started this, but I didn't achieve that mastery level, so I could continue at any time and pick up where I left off. Anything that was due later, so beyond 7 days from today, but out there in assignments, and anything completed, I'd be able to come here and review my answers and the questions again. Performance is going to show you exactly kind of where I was showing you in terms of the progression between novice, intermediate to proficient. And you can change, so it's going to default to your content area, and it's going to show you all your content areas. And you can see I've kind of randomly answered questions in certain areas. But then you can also come into that HESI concept or any other topic organization we provide you and see where you're at. And then we also have achievements. So these are fun little badges. If you are an instructor-led course or with your buddies and stuff, you guys can always make a little contest maybe about who gets to 500 questions, who gets to 1,000 first. And then it's just kind of a fun little way to meet our little chameleon gecko guy. Beyond that, we also have some additional help and support available to you. One other site that I do want to point out, because there is normally great materials on there, is our evolve.elsewhere.com/student life site. Now, our Adaptive Solutions is being updated to go along with the next generation of EAQ, which is what I just demoed to you. So that will be updated in the short future. But if you are using any of our other materials, such as SurePath, Evolve Resources, eBooks, HESI, and you need some additional help, you could just click on that topic, and we have some tutorials, we have some training. We also have some fun little questions if you want some videos of Linda Silvestri, just some great student materials that are available out there to you that I wanted to point out. If you do have any questions, please ask your instructor, and if they need my assistance, they will get in touch with me. Thanks so much, and good luck this year in nursing school.